parts as a result of
it doesn't suffice. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
Okay,
I mean, if you're shocked by the selling of the body parts, but you're not shocked by the crushing of the baby's head in the womb, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay. It's just immoral. I mean, it's immoral. If you're upset by people selling body parts but not chopping off someone's head to sell the body parts, then maybe you have your priorities a little screwed up.
Okay, Ben, I have been on. I'm 43. I'll be 43 years old next month. I'm not here to be called immoral. I'm not here to be attacked personally, and I would ask you
your perspective on this is immoral. I'm not saying you're immoral. Your perspective on this is immoral.
I have described my feeling on this issue. The story is not about me. If you want someone to kick around on the issue of abortion, then go find another host to do it. I'm not going to be your host to do that. So I'll say that to you, and I'll say that to anybody hearing this program who has an issue with what they're hearing. If you want to find a host to kick around on this sensitive issue, go find another one, because I'm not going to do it. Now,
then don't have the debate.
On the issue,
is the entire debate.
I'm not debating. I'm not debating you. I'm talking about the story of these, and the story again is that there's apparently 300 total hours of undercover video. And Alicia, you said that they have actually released these pieces.
Every single time they've released a video, they've released the entire unedited video. And when they release a 9 minutes of edited version, they usually release the 2 to 3 hours at the exact same time. So people in the mainstream media, they say, oh, it's edited, etc. So when Planned Parenthood used that argument, including Cecil Richards when she was interviewed by George Stephanopoulos, and of course a pretty softball interview over the weekend, that argument didn't work. A California court, as we mentioned briefly earlier, has just banned the release of another Planned Parenthood video. And legally, I guess my question is this allowed? The LA Superior Court issued late Wednesday night a temporary restraining order against the Center for Medical Progress at the behest of STEM Express, which is a California-based company. And in court filings requesting the temporary restraining order, STEM Express included the invasion of privacy, breach of contract. I mean, this would mean that whistleblowers across the country aren't allowed to be whistleblowers, otherwise they would be prosecuted.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of shocked, honestly, about the temporary injunction, because the case that they are making, California is a two-party consent state. So what they're saying now is that they're actually changing the law if they are suggesting that if people knew that they were being taped, which they may well have been. I mean, I don't know if it's secret tape. So here's the argument. The argument is, in California, two parties have to consent to being taped.
Right.
So basically all secret taping is outlawed. That's the general rule.
But the way you understand it, Ben, legally, is that obviously the folks, this is a legal question for you, is the folks who came in to tape this, obviously, the taping is going on.
The taping didn't even occur in California. It occurred in other places like in Colorado.
But the legal question, Ben, the taping obviously going on without the knowledge of the people being taped. And there's a legal question about that, obviously, right?
There is a legal question about that. And it's amazing, though, that that there probably should be some sort of carve-out in the law for undercover journalism, but there isn't. So in California, the rule is, I mean, the truth is that, for example, Donald Sterling should have been able to sue V. Stiviano for releasing tape of the two of them, right, and TMZ for releasing it. Unfortunately,
we sort of had this conversation. Remember going back to Linda Tripp on the phone with Monica Lewinsky taping her. I mean, this debate is sort of, that was a component of that story 20 years ago.
Right. It always depends on whether there's two-party consent, but I can tell you that if that's the case, then undercover journalism, which is half of good journalism, is basically dead. I mean, once you say that the journalism goes by the wayside because of two-party consent, it's very difficult for anybody to actually uncover anything, because most people don't do stupid stuff when they are on tape.
Yeah, obviously, right. Yeah, interesting component of this story, and we'll continue to follow that, because that is sort of that is one of the legal sort of aspects.